Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Thursday, April 22nd, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 690 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Pakistan hotel bomb, deadly blast hits luxury venue in Quetta. Climate change, Biden summit to push for immediate action. Israel strikes back at Syria after Dimona nuclear reactor missile alert. In Romania, modern slaves burn noxious trash for a living. A submarine with 53 crew members on board has disappeared off the coast of Bali. Boulder shooting suspect charged with using large magazine. An Italian man accused of not showing up for work for the past 15 years now faces extortion charges. Brett Favre, it's hard to believe that Eric Chauvin intentionally killed George Floyd. South Carolina driver killed by exploding airbag inflator. California has lowest COVID-19 case rate in the continental U.S. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Man United fans break into Carrington training ground in anti-Glazers protest, ESPN. EU prepares legal action against AstraZeneca over vaccine delivery shortages, CNBC. Most officers never fire their guns, but some kill multiple people, and are still on the job, NBC News. Perseverance rover just made oxygen on Mars, CNN. Credit Suisse taps investors for cash after Archegos loss widens, The Wall Street Journal. Guilty verdict for Hong Kong journalist as media faces frontal assault, The New York Times. Low on beds, oxygen, India adds global high 314k virus cases, The Associated Press. Hopes rise for a police reform compromise, but huge political hurdles loom, CNN. Lyrid meteor shower peaks April 22nd. Here's how to watch the night, pre-dawn, Sky, KSL.com. Prince Harry departs UK following Prince Philip's funeral. Today Show Australia, Today. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Study finds aiming for this much sleep may protect against dementia. Biden pledges U.S. will cut climate-changing pollution at least in half by 2030. Do those trendy LED skincare devices actually work? Experts weigh in. How to lower your carbon footprint with the foods you eat and don't eat. Biden wields baseball bat in Photoshop battle. That's a home run. LeBron James faces backlash over Twitter warning to Ohio officer who shot black teen. Sean Hannity spends $5 million on townhouse near Trump's Mar-a-Lago. Weird Al shares the moment America got its first glimpse of his weirdness. GOP group puts Rep. Kevin McCarthy on blast in Fox News ad, clean up your own house. Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene admits she hasn't even read the bill she keeps attacking. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. 3 high school students get perfect ACT scores. Cashier describes terrifying moments shots rang out. Mom helps 10K guests at Ronald McDonald House. Tow truck driver saves business from dumpster fire. Big freeze may have left some bulls sterile. Police cruiser off limits, doves hatch near hood. Sheriff's office solves cold case from 36 years ago. Some summer camps prepare to return. Iconic Be Someone graffiti returns to overpass after months. Fall River police apologize for Facebook post. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, The New York Times. This couple had 4 weddings and 3 divorces. Was it for the days off? Biden will commit the U.S. to having greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. Broadway returns in Australia. Jobless claims may show uptick as trend stays positive. Live updates. India sets global record for daily infections. How a red flag law failed in Indiana. From Serial, the Improvement Association. Jobs for homeless LGBTQ youth. Jack Ma shows why China's tycoons keep quiet. U.S. home sales are surging. When does the music stop? The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Rep. Jody Hice, D.C. statehood vote, here's what Democrats' power play is really about. Oklahoma alleged cockfighting ring busted, 34 roosters seized, report. Tempest storm, burlesque star who dated JFK and Elvis, dead at 93. LeBron James faces backlash over your next tweet about Ohio police officer. Border crisis, sends Cornyn, cinema to introduce bipartisan bill targeting migrant surge. Kristen Smart case, judge reduces bail for father accused of helping son hide body. Stouffer's announces combination lasagna mac and cheese, lasagna mac. Classic 2 LeBron James, cannot support Biden, a 1994 crime bill author, and complain about police brutality. Italian hospital employee accused of skipping work for 15 years, getting paid full salary. Wisconsin suspect charged with 3 counts of murder after tavern shooting, report. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Thursday, April 22nd. The next headlines are from the 7th most popular news website, with 63 million estimated monthly unique visitors, CBS News. Zurich Classic Preview, can John Rahm and Ryan Palmer defend title at TPC Louisiana? Derek Chauvin sentence, how long will he spend in prison? New mugshot released as Derek Chauvin is booked into maximum security prison. FDA completes inspection of J&J vaccine maker Emergent Biosolutions, cites concerns over cross-contamination, sanitation. Stimulus check latest, who is getting a plus-out payment? Watch, British woman gets video of mountain lion right outside home in Colorado. Reducing your environmental footprint, how to reuse, recycle, repurpose. Mixing and matching, getting different types of COVID vaccines in the future may provide stacked immunity. NFL, NBA, NHL, MLBPA issue statements following Derek Chauvin's guilty conviction in murder of George Floyd. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. COVID is no longer the leading cause of death in England and Wales. British officials will apologize over claims Black and Asian troops were denied gravestones. Angry Manchester United fans blockade their training ground and confront Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. COVID vaccine boxes must be defaced before they are thrown away, official guidance warns. Russia stages drills with 10,000 troops and 40 warships in Crimea amid soaring tensions with Ukraine. Fewer than 900 people in England are now getting ill with COVID every day. Living the single life, photos show Autumn Phillips partying with friends after her split from Peter. Teacher suspended after taking a photo with her foot on the neck of a black pupil, 11. Sarah Miles, 79, gushes over new man Ian Hollis, 62, and calls him extraordinary. Mother, 44, and daughter, 19, die days apart. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Videos and social media are challenging police impunity around the world. Coronavirus reaches Everest Base Camp, creating perfect setup for a super spreader event. COVID-19 live updates. India announces most daily new infections in history of pandemic, with nearly 315,000. what it means for the United States to recognize massacre of Armenians as genocide. Pervasive racism found in lack of commemoration for 9 white troops fighting in Britain's wars. Greece reopens to Americans, but paradise is still under curfew. The United States isn't the only country where killings quickly returned after pandemic lull. Human excrement increasingly serious problem as Britain opens up but many bathrooms don't. Indonesian submarine missing with 53 aboard will run out of oxygen by Saturday, authorities say. Syrian missile strike triggers alarms near Israeli nuclear facility and retaliatory attack. The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. Coronavirus live, global record 314, 835 new India cases, COVID no longer England and Wales leading cause of death. Indonesia continues search for missing submarine carrying 53 people. The clitoris, pain and pap smears, how our bodies, ourselves redefined women's health. Pipeline tells Black Memphis landowners, sell us the rights to your land or get sued. Queensland police admit to a failure following alleged murder of Kelly Wilkinson. Bad apples have been exposed, can a fairer fashion industry emerge from crisis? Joe Biden's billions won't stop Brazil destroying the Amazon rainforest. Marina Silva and Rubens recupero. India hits global record of 315,000 new daily cases as COVID wave worsens. Why New York mayor is second toughest job in U.S. Scientific paper claiming smokers less likely to acquire COVID retracted over tobacco industry links. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Millions of Americans could be grounded from flying because of Real ID deadline. Biden seeks to slash carbon emissions in half by 2030. North Carolina sheriff's deputy fatally shoots black man while serving warrant. Missile from Syria lands in Israel, triggers Israel strike. Tokyo Olympics torch relay has first positive COVID-19 case. Dante Wright to be eulogized at Minneapolis funeral. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. AI unlocks ancient Dead Sea Scrolls mystery. COVID, India sees world's highest daily cases amid oxygen shortage. Missing Indonesian submarine has 72 hours of oxygen left, Navy says. Syrian air defense missile lands near Israeli nuclear site. Australia provokes China anger over scrap deals. Google and Apple attacked on App Store monopoly. Kurd, Sudan talks tough with Ethiopia over River Nile Dam. Oscars 2021, why Two Distant Strangers is important and necessary. Alexei Navalny, police detain hundreds of protesters across Russia. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. A harder case to prove, what Derek Chauvin's guilty verdict means for 3 other officers charged in George Floyd's death. On this day, April 22, 2001. Oscar-nominated short shines light on director's grandfather. AP Top Stories April 22 day. Tony hails front row seat to amazing performances. Protest in North Carolina after deputy kills man. Afghan relic seized from smugglers return home. India reports new global record for daily cases, infections in vaccinated people uncommon, study says, live COVID-19 updates. NASA astronaut on future of space exploration. Georgia Tech announces certified living building. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Melina Abdullah of Black Lives Matter ally says work ain't near done after Chauvin verdict. Orange County man charged with hate crimes in attack against elderly Korean couple. Police will hold off on releasing body camera footage from OC mass shooting. Half of Los Angeles Police Department personnel have gotten at least one COVID-19 shot. Not all Asian Americans are being vaccinated at high rates. A Chinatown clinic shows why. Newsom launches effort to deal with drought. Emergencies declared in 2 counties. LAUSD Superintendent Austin Butner to step down when his contract is up June 30th. OC deputy deliberately burned inmate in jail mental health unit, sheriff says. LA will limit use of disposable napkins and utensils in restaurants. California's coronavirus case rate now the lowest in the continental U.S. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Indonesia has about 72 hours left to rescue 53 crew members of a missing Navy submarine before they run out of oxygen, the Navy said. A quarter of all known bee species haven't been seen since the 1990s. Deadly car bombing in Pakistan targets hotel hosting Chinese ambassador. The Pakistan Taliban claimed responsibility for the bombing. Russia arrests over 1,400 at rallies for hunger-striking Navalny. U.S. drug maker Pfizer on Wednesday confirmed that suspect doses of its coronavirus vaccine that were seized in Mexico and Poland were indeed fake, with doses going for as much as $1,000 a shot. In another extraterrestrial first, NASA extracts pure, breathable oxygen from thin Martian air. Brazil wants U.S. to pay now to raise Amazon. Italian police have arrested a man suspected of supplying a weapon to the attacker who ran the truck into a Bastille Day crowd in the southern French city of Nice in 2016, killing 86 people. Crew of Ever Given could be stuck on the big boat for years. NASA's Perseverance rover makes oxygen on Mars for first time. Australia was blindsided when Five Eyes ally New Zealand backed away from China criticism. Biden is set to officially recognize the Armenian genocide, despite warnings from Turkey it could worsen ties even more. Alarms sound in southern Israel, explosions heard throughout the country. Russian mercenaries are responsible for about 83 cases of human rights violations in Central African Republic, UN reports. Democratic Europe without borders. Biden administration to proceed with $23 billion arms sales to UAE. The next headlines are from Forbes. The most polluted cities in America, infographic. AstraZeneca reportedly faces being sued by the European Union over a COVID vaccine delivery shortfall. Floyd raises $15 million Series B to expand sustainable furniture brand. Inflation is coming. Should investors look to gold, oil and energy equities? Colorado shooter faces over 40 new charges including the use of banned large magazine. Reliance Entertainment CEO Shipasish Sarkar, how business runs amid the pandemic. FC Barcelona vs Getafe preview, team news and lineup. Making hybrid office work, 4 tips to prepare the transition. Biden will commit U.S. to having greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. What changes when a company hires its first chief marketing officer? The next headlines are from Nature.com. The world's lightest uranium atom reveals nuclear secrets. Equity is more important for the social cost of methane than climate uncertainty. Gazderman deep ore structure reveals preferential release of mature interleukin-1. Multistable inflatable origami structures at the meter scale. Overshooting tipping point thresholds in a changing climate. High CO sub-2 levels drive the TCA cycle backwards towards autotrophy. High entropy ejectoplumes in Cassiopeia A from neutrino-driven convection. Unveiling African rainforest composition and vulnerability to global change. Restore autonomy for Pakistan's Higher Education Commission. Pseudoscience, zero waste, and female scientists save the world. Books in brief. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,700,321,077 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. Virus emergency threatens to tarnish Japan's Golden Week, again. Netflix doubles studio capacity in Spain to 10 sound stages. Literary thriller 16 Horses scores TV adaptation from Beaumont UK exclusive. Brit Awards set for live event with 4,000 guests and no social distancing or masks. Pennalin's The Last Film Show marks return to big screen experience at Tribeca Festival exclusive. Stowaway Review, Anna Kendrick and Toni Collette in a catchy outer space morality play. Deepfake Greta Thunberg becomes Channel 4 TikTok star for Earth Day. Catch Play snares former HBO Asia chief Jonathan Spink as principal advisor. The Masked Singer reveals the identities of the crab and seashell. Here are the stars under the masks. How Monty Hellman Beat the Devil, an appreciation. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. Biden makes new pledge for U.S. greenhouse gas emissions, a 50% cut. International Space Station about to get crowded, and it's running out of beds. Democrats ask Justice Barrett to recuse in case involving nonprofit donor privacy. Boulder supermarket shooting suspect faces dozens of new charges. At least 1,700 protesters in Russia arrested after nationwide anti-Putin rallies. Faulty Takata airbag blamed for January death in South Carolina. Civil rights attorney Vanita Gupta confirmed as Associate Attorney General. Minneapolis mayor says he welcomes Justice Department policing investigation. A relic and burden, Manhattan District Attorney to stop prosecuting prostitution. Shuttered venues still waiting for government aid announced in December. The following headlines are from The Week. Rutherford Falls warrants a Peacock subscription. 7 cartoons about Derek Chauvin being found guilty. The conservative assault on civil liberties. 8 eco-friendly products to wean you off the single-use lifestyle. Late night hosts preview Biden's climate summit, mock Tucker Carlson's Chauvin meltdown, tackle deer cloning. Is it stupid to worry about unlikely things? Manhattan DA will stop prosecuting sex workers, not their clients, pimps, or sex traffickers. India reports nearly 315,000 new COVID-19 cases in one day, a new global record. At least 4 killed in bombing at hotel in Pakistan popular with diplomats. Tucker Carlson appears to endorse Harvey Milk's murderer in college yearbook. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Ion Texas, on the road. A new crop, portraits of Houston's black urban farmers. The next headlines are from Physics Buzz News. Music feed, data, sonification of science. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Blue Origin's latest New Shepard flight is a success, with passengers climbing on board and getting off again before it flew. New Horizons is now 50 astronomical units away from the Sun. Catch Comet R4 Atlas as it nears Earth. These are the news headlines for today, Thursday, April 22nd. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Why is Earth Day on April 22nd? What rescheduled SpaceX NASA crew to launch April 23rd? Venus, in evening sky, 6 degrees from sun. The next news is from Politico. United Kingdom coronavirus contracts raise corruption alarm. European Union preparing legal case against AstraZeneca over vaccine shortfalls. Biden's first 100 days. Biden aims for sweeping climate goal, with or without Congress. Pentagon investigated suspected Russian-directed energy attacks on U.S. troops. To repeat, or not to repeat, that's the question for next school year. Black Democrats urge party to shift its voting rights push. Biden world fears many vaccine skeptics may be unreachable, they're trying anyway. Opinion why Biden's climate summit is overhyped. House votes to limit arms sales to Saudi Arabia over Khashoggi killing. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. NRL 2021 Round 7 live updates. Penrith Panthers v Newcastle Knights at Bluebet Stadium. DeGoey symptoms support 12-day concussion break, Buckley. Sergeant lost hearing in my ears after listening to screaming over radio. Queensland kid face tougher bail laws than bikies. Labour rejects nonsense breach of bail offence as youth justice laws pass. We must value the hopes, cares and lives of women. Evie Wild tops and tails the Me Too movement and wins the Stella Prize. MCG, city buildings turn blue to mark anniversary of Eastern Freeway tragedy. Outspoken Nationals MP George Christensen to quit politics. No Pfizer for over 50s as Victoria braces for subcontinent virus threat. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. More consumers have been looking to spend money at black-owned businesses, people are rallying around small business. Auto Trader, the 2021 Jeep Gladiator versus 2021 Honda Ridgeline, two midsize pickups compared. NerdWallet, a new breed of credit cards is easier to get, even in hard times. Next Avenue, 3 winning job search strategies. Invest in electric vehicle batteries, water tech and crypto applications to ride the green wave, says UBS. Demand may exceed supply as CEO of one of the world's biggest hotel groups sees surge in bookings. Daily Mail publisher accuses Google of manipulating search results and rigging online ad auctions. How tiny beach huts became the hottest commodity in British real estate. Europe markets, European stocks rise as Nestle leads strong earnings wave, Credit Suisse slumps. Is now a good time to buy, or sell, a home? Here's what Americans need to know about the hot real estate market. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. They've got next, healthcare and life sciences fresh-faced Diana Watrall, Bloomberg Law. Innovation, America's goose that lays the golden eggs, roll call. Illumina Cambridge Limited v Latvia MGI Texia and others, the chocolate teapot theory, Lixology. Credit Suisse says to raise capital through new placement, Yahoo Finance. Update 1 Apple plans to expand ads business, FT, Yahoo Finance. Could Alice be used to invalidate Dear? Of course it could, JD Supra. How can I protect my intellectual property as a startup business? Business News Wales. Justice is reluctant to ditch doctrine shielding patent buyers, too, Bloomberg Law. Intel wins trial over chips, dodging $1 billion plus blow, Yahoo Finance. Intel wins billion-dollar patent trial over former NXP chips, Bloomberg. The next headlines are from Quartz. A Hong Kong investigative journalist was convicted for a public record search. India crisis, climate summit, king of absentees. Modi's Twitter feed is a live example of the paradox in India's COVID-19 battle. South Africa wants to enshrine the right to be non-binary. It's never been this expensive to finance a new coal power plant. India's oxygen crisis is deepening with each passing day. India is now the world's largest contributor to new COVID-19 infections. The US needs to choose its climate battles with China carefully. Netflix says Disney had nothing to do with its underwhelming quarter. Bankruptcy. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Chanel loses trademark dispute with Huawei over ladder's logo. Content moderation case study, Vimeo sued for encouraging infringement via lip dubs, 2009. China pushing explicitly biased facial recognition standards and local tech companies are pitching in to help. Not all tech regulatory desires are equal, and we should stop pretending they are. Morrissey thinks free speech no longer exists because he cannot sue The Simpsons for satirizing him. Daily Deal, Fit Team is multifunction fitness watch. Filming cops is the best accountability tool, Officer Derek Chauvin convicted of murder for killing George Floyd. Law enforcement officials confirm Clearview's facial recognition tech is mostly useless. Sony reverses course on shutting down PlayStation Store for PS3, Vita devices. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Lizzo. Andrew Brown. Tottenham. Tree Young. LeVar Burton. Warriors vs. Wizards. Jana Kramer. Rita Wilson. Vanita Gupta. Baby Blue Pretty Ricky. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Justice for Cairo, social media users up in arms after man claims hospital's negligence led to death of newborn son. Internet Oscars 2021, vote for RT Creative Lab and 4 Webby Awards nominations. I believe certificates will help us, Spain desperate to welcome Britons this summer, says Tourism Secretary. Pervasive racism left 350,000 UK troops without proper commemoration, report. Liberals want NFL icon Favre handcuffed and knelt on after he says Derek Chauvin didn't mean to kill George Floyd. Exports from China's Xinjiang province to U.S. more than doubled this year despite sanctions. Beijing vows to fight back after Australia cancels China's Belt and Road project in state of Victoria. Il-78 tanker with 16 on board to make emergency landing near Moscow, circling near airport to use up fuel. Extinction Rebellion activists break windows, stage protest outside HSBC HQ in London over fossil fuel financing. EU preparing to sue AstraZeneca over massive vaccine shortfall, reports. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. UK plans to launch vaccine passports next month. Is this the solution to Bitcoin's massive electricity consumption problem? LeBron James tweets image of Columbus cop, threatens you're next. U.S. Postal Service running covert operations program to spy on American social media posts, share with agencies. IEA issues dire warning about 5% rise in CO2 emissions happening as a result of COVID reopening. Hapag-Lloyd shelling out more than $500 million for containers. Peak ESG, Exxon proposing $100 billion taxpayer-backed carbon capture project. Is the UK's war on pubs about silencing dissent? Iran says 60%-70% of issues resolved in Vienna nuclear talks. Chris Hedges, the unraveling of the American empire. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. India Islamic scholar Maulana Wahiduddin Khan dies of COVID-19. Britain's unequal troop commemorations due to pervasive racism. Tokyo Olympic torch staffer becomes event's first COVID case. Stop exporting the climate crisis. Syrian anti-aircraft missile lands near Israeli nuclear site. Stop fossil fuel expansion, Nobel laureates urge climate action. Double dip, Japan risks recession if new COVID emergency declared. Carbon in the sky and climate change, Earth Day by the numbers. Border security a common concern for Pakistan and Iran, Rouhani. Some Delhi hospitals have no oxygen, says Minister, Hive updates. The next headlines are from Breitbart. LeBron James once said be careful what we tweet, he should follow his own advice. NAACP Prez, a taser should have been used in Columbus police shooting. Florida's Ron DeSantis, GOP cannot be wedded to corporate America. Kamala Harris to meet virtually with Guatemalan president. House Democrats pass plan to stop travel bans after terror suspects caught at U.S. border. MSNBC's Reed, Tucker Carlson laughed like a maniac in the face of a 9.5-minute murder. Angela Rye, I'm triggered by Tucker Carlson making fun of justice system holding Chauvin accountable. LeBron James attempts to explain why he deleted your next tweet. State Department, Chauvin verdict does not represent full justice. Israel strikes targets in Syria in response to missile attack near nuclear reactor. The next headlines are from UPI News. $500 lottery winners score $1 million prize 2 months later. Watch, jogger followed by black bear in Wyoming park. Message in a bottle travels 250 miles from Kentucky to Tennessee in 30 years. Firefighters rescue dog alone inside moving vehicle. Escaped buffalo evades capture in Kentucky. Watch, man bowls a perfect game with ball containing his father's ashes. Watch, Barbary sheep escapes from Puerto Rico's largest zoo. Watch, dog rescued from SUV engine, adopted by firefighter. The next headlines are from Odd, Strange and Bizarre Things. Fun plant facts for this spring season. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Coating buildings with this paint might cool them down enough to reduce the need for air conditioning. The moment an Indian rail worker saves a child at the last moment from oncoming train. Spectacular super pink moon set to rise next week, here's how to photograph it in the night sky. Trading old cars for electric bikes, France proposes handsome financial incentives. Dutch citizens are using a doorbell to help fish pass through the canal gate. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Thursday, April 22nd. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Rand Paul calls for Joe Biden to burn face mask to promote COVID vaccine. Man on trial in Madrid, Spain, for killing and eating his mother. Italian hospital employee accused of skipping work for 15 years. Woman finds tracking device on car, Louisiana State Police wants it back. Italian man accused of skipping work for 15 years straight. Flat Earth followers lawsuit over COVID-19 arrest rejected as patently absurd and nonsensical. Joints for jabs, DC marijuana justice group giving out free weed to vaccinated people. Syrian President Assad to run for re-election in May, state media. Man charged after cutting down 150 trees for a better view in a protected wetland. Apple will engrave fart and dick on your new AirTags, but not poop. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Fast charging changed my sad little life. Dubai wants 25% of all journeys in the city to be driverless by 2030. Making money is easy. 4 brutally honest tips for founders. 12 U.S. states call for Biden to ban combustion cars from 2035. How Signal hacked the device that claimed to hack Signal. NASA's Perseverance rover has extracted breathable oxygen from Martian air. Google Meet is getting a new interface and video backgrounds. Developers can now run Linux GUI apps in Windows 10. Pepper the robot has been talking to itself to gain your trust. Aussie state drops $26 on AI to catch distracted drivers. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Why climate change is driving some to skip having kids. NASA's Perseverance Mars rover extracts first oxygen from red planet. Carbon dioxide-rich liquid water in ancient meteorite. AI algorithms can influence people's voting and dating decisions in experiments. Air pollution data in 5 Chinese cities, local versus U.S. monitoring stations. Fast material manipulation through a laser. Mice master complex thinking with a remarkable capacity for abstraction. Central African forests are unequally vulnerable to global change. Climate tipping points need not be the end of the world. Wildfire smoke linked to skin disease. The next headlines are from Information Week. IBM talks AI ops potential at Digital Developer Conference. 3 factors that should be driving your digital transformation. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Thursday, April 22nd from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. NASA's SpaceX Crew 1 astronauts to answer questions before return to Earth. NASA updates launch date, TV coverage for agency's SpaceX Crew 2 mission. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Joe Ingles continues his streak of stellar starts in place of injured Utah Jazz guard Donovan Mitchell. The triple team, duo of Mike Conley and Rudy Gobert lead Jazz to another win against hapless Rockets. It is done. Latter-day Saint sex therapist Natasha Helfer is ousted from the church. Murray police arrest suspect in shooting. Mormon land, Latter-day Saint therapist discusses the sexuality issues that Natasha Helfer tackled. Volunteers place blue pinwheels in honor of Utah child abuse victims. Who will control Salt Lake City's inland port? Utah Supreme Court wades into the legal land battle. Utah reports almost 600 new cases of COVID-19. Utah Pride Center boss stepping down after an active, sometimes stormy tenure. Former Arizona politician sentenced for human smuggling in Utah. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Groundbreaking effort launched to decode whale language. Texas on track to add record solar power capacity by end of 2022. With a push from Apple, rival aluminum makers team up against CO2. Sleeping less than 6 hours a night in midlife raises risk of dementia 30%, study finds. Apple now selling more M1 Max than Intel-based models, says Tim Cook. TikTok sued for billions over use of children's data. Europe proposes strict rules for artificial intelligence. Amazon one-stop scanning payments are coming to Whole Foods. Daily Mail owner sues Google over search results. Belarusian regime thugs shut down Imaguru, the country's key startup hub. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Beware of scam asking you for money to prove you're owner of your home. St. Louis City Police Chief speaks out about increased number of interstate shootings. Kidney donation from transplant coordinator gives recipient new lease on life. Nurse arrested for heroin distribution at Florissant nursing home facility. 2 celebrities unveiled, the crab and seashell eliminated from Super 8 on The Masked Singer Season 5. Turtle Whisper uses dogs to find box turtles for St. Louis Zoo research. St. Louis police investigate multiple interstate shootings raising concerns for drivers. Mob celebrates first day with no intensive care unit COVID patients since March 2020. Domestic assault turns into child kidnapping and high-speed chase. St. Louis Mayor's 2022 budget proposal includes closing the workhouse. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. Bicyclist dies after being hit by vehicle. Stadium stories. Former Charger says he grew up at Mission Valley Stadium. 2 dead after truck slams into pole near SeaWorld. Workforce report urges San Diegans to fight racism with their wallet. 3 educators to be honored as San Diego Unified's Teachers of the Year. Suspect arrested in death of Arizona woman at Mission Valley Motel. Man killed by Escondido officer was well known to police, still unidentified. Sis joins search to find missing Chula Vista mom. California theme parks can now welcome fully vaccinated out-of-state guests. Newsom declares drought emergency in 2 NorCal counties. The next headlines are from spooknews.com. Checks to Russia, let our diplomats back or more of yours go. Cedar Rapids police arrest 2 men, recover 2 stolen trucks. More than 250 Russians in London demand Navalny's freedom. Met police spy met woman under fake ID and later had child with her, inquiry hears. U.S. spy planes keep close eye on China amid live-fire military exercises. Here's what makes U.S. spy agency so much more worried about China than Russia. Israel said seeking greater IAEA oversight in renewed Iran deal. Israel's military preoccupation with Iran is growing. Czechs round up suspects allegedly planning to join Russia-backed fighting in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin, bringing power back to Russia at all costs. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. South Korea reports successful development of new unmanned surveillance ground vehicle. Russia tries to jam signals from U.S. Air Force RQ-4 surveillance drone. U.S. Army spy planes flies mission around Belarus. Boeing receives additional $436 for freight production of A-64 aircraft. Northrop Grumman secures $2.3 contract for Minuteman III intercontinental ballistic missiles. Pro-Russian separatists use banned anti-personnel and mines in eastern Ukraine. European military observers saw 22 rocket launchers in Ukraine's Luhansk region. The next headlines are from SupChina, top news about China. U.S. and China to kickstart diplomatic ties with ambassador appointments even as strategic competition deepens. EduTech, ByteDance invents entirely new product category with Dolly Smart Lamp. The first McDonald's in Beijing was a symbol of engagement. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Thursday, April 22, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. 3 Bay Area counties pass Armenian genocide resolution. Woman accidentally mistakes nail glue for eye drops. Car, city building destroyed by suspected arsonist in Alameda. Water conservation, Sonoma County leaders say it's time to start preparing. Family demands answers after Oakland man dies in police custody. Beware of scam asking for money to prove you're owner of your home. Kentucky mom accused of killing son, 10, after trying to cut out his tongue. $10,000 fine for illegal dumping proposed in San Jose. Retired Navy SEAL rescues driver who plunged off California cliff. Homeless in U.S. finally getting their shot at COVID-19 vaccine. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Bez hit slam, Cubs get boost from Mets errors in 16-4 ump. Despite outcry, Napier Commons subdivision plans move ahead in Naperville. The shows must go on, medieval times, Six Flags reopening this week. Lyle condemns anti-Asian bigotry after attack on former resident. Chicago schools to offer full, in-person learning in fall. Vernon Hills cancels summer celebration, July 4th parade, shifts to Rib Fest, fireworks. 2 Judson University students killed, 2 hurt in crash near campus. Glendale Heights presidency decided by 2 votes, other close races seem settled. COVID-19 update, variants infecting Illinoisans in their 20s most, data shows. Cook County opens up 2 walk-in mass vaccination sites. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Washington House passes capital gains tax in final days of session, and sends back to Senate. Seattle Seafair goes mostly virtual for 2021 due to COVID-19 restrictions. Amtrak to restore daily service for Pacific Northwest routes in May as travel bounces back. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for tropical cyclones Yuragi 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 7.5 km, in Chile April 22, 2021, 017 UTC, 250,000 people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Bolivia, Brazil. Drought is ongoing in Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Green alert for tropical cyclone Jobo 21, population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in China, India, Nepal. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, China, Iran, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Congo, DRC. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Mexico. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Thursday, April 22nd in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from Cipher Brief Security News and High-Level Analysis. The link between national security and climate change in Asia. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Meteor shower visible tonight, strong storms return Friday. Texas ECWU search looking for mom of 3 last seen in southwest Houston. Remembering Joe Campo's Taurus death by HPD that sparked Moody Park riots after Derek Chauvin verdict. Church and White recall certain VitaFusion gummy vitamins after reports of metallic mesh material. Justice Department announces sweeping investigation into policing practices in Minneapolis. Oscars 2021, From Mank to Mulan, here's a look at this year's Best Costume Design nominees. The Academy Museum of Motion Pictures shows how movies are made. ABC 13 exclusive, video shows chaotic moment deputies stop man with AR-15 outside Washington Avenue Club. Religious leaders speak against Texas bill that could allow you to carry gun without license. Sound of Metal actor Paul Rassi on his Oscar nomination, Chicago roots. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Olympic bodies launch competitive series in virtual sports. Commonwealth panel acknowledges racism in honoring war dead. Belarus leader heads to Moscow for talks on closer ties. Biden opening summit with ambitious new U.S. climate pledge. Japan raises emissions cut target to 46% by 2030. Syria receives batch of UN vaccines to speed up virus fight. Hong Kong journalist convicted for accessing public records. Laos locks down capital over virus outbreak tied to Thailand. World shares mostly higher after advance on Wall Street. How long does protection from COVID-19 vaccines last? The following headlines are from The Gothamist. White coats don't protect us. Asian healthcare workers speak out against rise in hate crimes. Museum access for all. Meet Lisa Diaz-Louis. NY quietly stopped vaccinating people in state prisons, but promised to resume after questioning. Extra, LeVar Burton will guest host Jeopardy! Prosecutor will investigate viral video of NJ police arresting young black cyclist for biking without a license. NYC launches $30 million NYC Reawakens tourism campaign. You may not have heard of these Democratic mayoral candidates, but they'll be on your primary ballot. Photos, how New Yorkers celebrated their first 4/20 after legalization. NYC mobile clinics, pop-ups, and homebound programs pivot to Moderna after Johnson & Johnson pause. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Table Mountain ablaze in Cape Town. New Iraqi law major step in assisting ISIL's female victims, but more must be done. Commit to restoring the planet, UN chief says in message for International Mother Earth Day. ILO kicks off Green Week to jumpstart a sustainable future. Russia, rights experts call for immediate medical evacuation of Alexei Navalny. Agro-industry surrounds Xingu indigenous territory in Brazil. Ocean benefits increasingly undermined by human activity, UN assessment reveals. UN rights chief welcomes verdict in George Floyd murder case. Earth Day 2021, passing on a cleaner world. Rights group calls for overhaul of criminal justice system's response to sexual violence across South Asia. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. How government subsidizes obesity. Disgusting video shows children being paraded around drag queen show taking cash tips. Analysis shows richest 10% now own nearly 70% of all household wealth in U.S. Still believe digital vaccine passports are something made up by conspiracy theorists? The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Recalled Takata airbag inflator kills SC driver in Honda Accord. NY man on trial for threats against Pelosi, AOC, and Schumer. Idaho fetal heartbeats abortion ban bill heads to governor. Did Ohio police say Blue Lives Matter after killing Ma'Khia Bryant? Grim list of deaths at police hands grows even after verdict. NC sheriff's deputy fatally shot black man while serving warrant. Do humans age most at 34, 60, and 78 years old? FDA inspection found problems at dirty factory making J&J vaccine. Police kill Ma'Khia Bryant, 16, who attacked two with knife. Document, Kristen Smart once buried in suspect's backyard. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Irish professor makes unfounded claims about long-term effects of MRNA vaccines. Factcheck.org back in contention for the Webbies. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. I'm an environmental scientist and I hate Earth Day. Anthony Bourdain takes us along on one more global journey. How 2 drag queens became the funniest people on the planet. Stunning Instagram hotspot is really a drainage ditch. Black Chief, my heart jumps when I see a cop car behind me. Latin American vaccine tourists flock to Texas for coveted COVID jabs. White House COVID team struggles to explain why we need masks outside. Kevin McCarthy's strategy to control the House GOP, don't. Abby Jacobson still cannot believe she said this to Hillary Clinton. The last scheme to discredit the 2020 election is on, and it's even crazier than you think. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Domingo German gets second shot to stick in Yankees rotation. Mets' Francisco Lindor busts out of slump with homer, 3-hit game. Knicks won't say how COVID-19 stricken Alec Burks is feeling. A's outslug Twins to capture 11th consecutive victory. Protesters removed from Oklahoma House, after opposing bills that target protests. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. What does Earth, really look like? To light, or not to light the skies, that is the question. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Man spends more than year cleaning up trash on Los Angeles trail. How farming in the Mississippi Delta can save America's food supply chain. How to watch the Lyrid meteor shower as it peaks on Earth Day, April 22nd. SpaceX Crew Dragon launch delayed to Friday. Officials race to empty reservoir to eliminate voracious predator. FDA orders Johnson & Johnson manufacturing plant to stop vaccine production. Fauci says COVID vaccines are key to normalcy amid vaccine hesitancy. Controlled fires designed to limit damage of wildfires. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. NYC Council Speaker Corey Johnson gets 1,199 SEIU not in controller run. Tempest storm, burlesque star who knew JFK, Elvis, dies at age 93. Amazon brings in the futuristic palm screening payment system to Whole Foods. More than 100 counties across Kansas and Iowa turned down COVID vaccine shipments. 2 girls who were dropped over southern border have finally reunited with their families, says Ecuador's foreign ministry. Car crash puts cop in gunshot victim he was helping in same hospital. Victims in fiery, fatal Tesla crash outside Houston identified. Remains found in nearly year-long search for missing Amish woman. A colossal misjudgment, Biden draws heat from NY Rep Torres over diluted child tax credit proposal. Thank you for being here. Cuomo appears with state Senate leader for first time since she demanded his resignation. The following headlines are from military.com. Israel says it strikes targets in Syria after missile attack. Putin vows a quick and tough Russian response for its foes. Sri Lanka expels ship carrying nuclear material for China. Former Marine aids injured driver whose SUV plunges down cliff in California. SID records show little was done to find Sergeant in first 48 hours after he disappeared from Fort Hood. Air Force survey shows 1/3 of respondents fear reprisal for reporting mistreatment. Air Force 2-star general to face court-martial on sexual assault charge. Pennsylvania teens' letters written to soldier in Operation Desert Shield find their way home. Speedy ambulance ships a high priority for Navy medicine, Admiral says. Court denies former Kirtland AFB chaplain's appeal in New Mexico abuse case. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. Column, what if there'd been good cops like Ariel Horn at the scene of George Floyd's murder? Column, instead of vaccine passports, issue mandatory I'm selfish t-shirts to those who refuse shots. From runaway violence to COVID-19 to the Adam Toledo shooting, Chicago Police Superintendent David Brown's first year saw unending challenges. Mayor Lori Lightfoot says city's full steam ahead on path to a Chicago casino, but a long road lies ahead. Death of Cook County Jail detainee probe. The Spin, prosecutors allege Ed Burke made anti-Semitic remark Cubs would get a Friday night home game under city council plan. State Senator Napoleon Harris III interviewed for Northwestern AD job. Video gambling operator pays $75,000 in settlement as Illinois Gaming Board drops attempt to revoke license. Coronavirus in Illinois updates. Half of Illinois residents 16 and over have now received at least one COVID-19 shot. 2,765 new cases and 28 additional deaths reported Wednesday. In return to in-person meetings, Chicago City Council approves Lightfoot Act affordable housing ordinance and advocates push for civilian police oversight plan. DePaul University and Columbia College will require COVID-19 vaccines this fall for on-campus students. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Know your ally. Cooperative male dolphins can tell who's on their team. Membranes unlock potential to vastly increase cell-free vaccine production. Fat-footed tyrannosaur parents could not keep up with their skinnier adolescent offspring. New Peruvian frog leaps into amphibian species ledger. In first, Perseverance Mars rover makes oxygen on another planet. In Peru, pre-Columbian canals offer hope against drought. Europe keeps a space-based eye on climate change. Arctic sizzled in 2020, the warmest year for Europe too. Sinkholes filled Turkey's breadbasket in drought. California governor declares drought emergency in 2 counties. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Thursday, April 22nd, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. This spring, use murals to live in color and embrace the weird. Death toll from suicide car bombing rises to 5 in Pakistan. Explainer, why India is shattering global infection records. Leading off, Padres Dodgers back at it, Astros struggling. FCS draft prospects generally opted not to play this spring. In Romania, modern slaves burn noxious trash for a living. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Horoscopes April 22, 2021, Amber Heard, follow through with your plans. Bridge, April 22, 2021. Word Game, April 22, 2021. Ask Amy, I cannot believe she has the audacity to invite me to the wedding. Harriet Cole, my roommate's plan could get us evicted. Miss Manners, my neighbor sent me a hostile email. Here are my possible responses. Dear Abby, my husband knows what I'm doing, but he won't confront me. Joseph Coroner plays well, but Sharks suffer 7th straight loss. Girls basketball, top-ranked Midi, playing its first game in 407 days, fades late in loss to St. Mary's Stockton. What they mean when they say the real ID deadline is October 1st, Roadshow. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Joe Biden to target 52% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. German clubs allow quarantine to finish season amid pandemic. UK food bank use rises by a third during COVID-19 pandemic. NHK Television, Japan to raise greenhouse gas emissions reduction target to 46% from 2013 levels by. Maryland officials highlight office to close digital divide. The next headlines are from The Intercept. How a Chinese surveillance broker became Oracle's Partner of the Year. New report documents nearly 500 cases of violence against asylum seekers expelled by Biden. CVS Health quietly made massive donation to dark money group fighting access to care. Derek Chauvin's conviction was a relief, but courts cannot deliver racial justice. The defund police movement takes aim at fusion centers and mass surveillance. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Thursday, April 22, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. ALMA discovers rotating infant galaxy with help of Natural Cosmic Telescope. More belly weight increases danger of heart disease even if BMI does not indicate obesity. Personalized, 3D printed shields developed to protect patients during radiation therapy. Average risk individuals may prefer stool-based test over colonoscopy for cancer screening. Improving survival in pancreatic cancer. Next generation of swimming biobots can self-train, showing striking speed and strength. Faster air exchange in buildings not always beneficial for coronavirus levels. New research finds advanced shoe technology reduces top race times for elite athletes. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Man fatally shot in Gary. Teen boy charged with attempted carjacking in Montclair, police. 8 shot, 3 fatally, Wednesday in Chicago. Lightfoot invites would-be casino developers to show their cards, and urges state regulators to speed up the game. Horoscope for Thursday, April 22, 2021. Woman killed in West Pullman shooting, police. Man fatally shot in West Pullman, police. Cubs offense explodes for 16 runs in blowout victory over Mets. Blackhawks stun Predators with stirring rally, lending credibility to playoff hopes. I want my baby's killers in jail, Dad says at Vickle for 7-year-old Jaslyn Adams. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Thursday, April 22, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Some Houston Methodist employees say they are ready to be fired rather than get the COVID vaccine now. Best Virtual Bets, Nuns, Shakespeare, and New American Voices. Listen to the radio, KTRU celebrates 29th annual outdoor show. Prison rape jokes about Derek Chauvin aren't funny. Live and in person, Houston Ballet hits the boards at Miller Outdoor Theater. Upcoming Houston food events, Derby Day Juleps and a chicken cone from Slim Bug. Will Porter hopes the second time's the charm for TikTok Tick. Ted Cruz meets with a Marine who has been camping outside his house. Opens new interactive art display to talk about the police. Houston Concert Watch 4/21, Riff Raff, Aaron Watson and more. The next headlines are about world records making news. Saudi Arabia locks in world record low prices for solar power, energy matters. COVID-19, India hits world record of 314,000 new daily cases of coronavirus, Stuff Co-NZ. India sets world record for new COVID cases with 314,000 infections, NBC News. Guinness World Record Participation Certificate for Learning Coding, India Today. Power play set for world record match race with Maserati, Sail World. Indian stocks, rupee swings daily virus cases at world record, Bloomberg. India passes US for most new COVID-19 cases in a single day, khow.com. Overclocker pushes Radeon RX 6900 XT to world record 3.22 GHz, TechSpot. Danielle Hill, Jack McMillan break national records at Irish Nationals, Swimming World magazine. Wayne County angler catches world record-sized spotted gar, News Channel Nebraska. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Electric bicycles recalled over firmware issue that can cause unwanted acceleration. Oxygen looks like it'll leave you gasping for air. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here to say goodbye to the best Apple TV remote. Twitter is finally fixing its trash photo quality. Muppet Man will bring Jim Henson's life story to the big screen. Congrats to OnePlus for making its smartwatch slightly less awful. Postal Service cops are monitoring social media, sensitive internal document says. Game of Thrones Emilia Clarke has written a very peculiar superhero comic. Signal's CEO just hacked a cop's favorite phone cracking tool and became a legend. Apple AirTags have created a whole new world of accessories. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Kayes in Mali at 113 degrees Fahrenheit or 45 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Amundsen in Scott's South Pole Station at 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Here are the updates that didn't make it in Apple's live stream yesterday. Trump EPA sidelined its own scientists when rewriting fuel economy rules. In New Deal, Wisconsin slashes controversial Foxconn subsidies 30-fold. In Epic Hack, Signal developer turns the tables on forensics firm Cellebrite. New data is evidence of process that powers exploding stars. More than one scribe wrote the text of a Dead Sea Scroll, handwriting shows. Everything we know about the $59,990 electric Cadillac Lyriq. SpaceX denies claim that Starlink and OneWeb satellites almost collided. Bill Nelson backs NASA decision on lunar lander in confirmation hearing. PS4 owners lament the shutdown of beloved community social network. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Trump's old half-wit intelligence director ridiculed for not knowing where federal jobs are located. Seth Meyers takes down shameless Kayleigh McEnany who's still on TV lying for a living. Mad Dow, Al-Qaeda used to instruct terrorists to ram their cars into crowds, just like GOP bills now legalize. Watch, Tucker Carlson bursts out in maniacal laughter while pushing racist conspiracy theory. Democratic policing bill could actually make a difference in police brutality, says former federal prosecutor. Republicans cannot quit Trump, and it spells disaster for them, biographer. Lincoln Project trolls Trump with TV ad in Palm Beach calling him impotent. GOP's debt ceiling demands are economic terrorism, ex-Pelosi advisor. Ted Cruz blasted for claim the energy industry will die under green law, because the Texas grid is so dependable. Columbus officer who fatally shot Ma'Khia Bryant was a military-trained marksman, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. When will the U.S. end Magdalena Hernandez's family separation nightmare? 17 young people on the moment the climate crisis became real for them. After a century of dispossession, black farmers are fighting to get back to the land. Should Joe Biden sanction Russian oligarchs to save Alexei Navalny? After Chauvin's murder conviction, let us know how you're processing the moment. Young black residents are bearing the brunt of Michigan's recent COVID-19 surge. Police reforms don't work when cops ignore them. A great deception, oil giants ripped for greenwashing. One guilty verdict doesn't satisfy that appetite for actual change, why Derek Chauvin's trial is not the end of the fight. After Derek Chauvin's guilty verdict, Biden calls on Congress to act on police reform. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Why media matters, images of women scientists and engineers, Mirage News. The following items are today's top search results for the term neural plasticity. Chronic pain with radiologic severity in hip osteoarthritis JPR, Dove Medical Press. Scientists reveal origin of neuronal diversity in hypothalamus, Uric Alert. Why a brain on a chip would need little training, Technology Networks. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Thursday, April 22nd, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Is the pyramid UFO nothing more than a lens aberration? Airline pilots keep reporting UFOs over Canada. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on in, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond. the Earth. Fair use statement. News.8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News.8. All rights reserved.